Well, I'm here in North Lincolnshire, out on my walk this morning, and as you can tell by my attire, it is a cold morning. And I was just reflecting on how grateful I am that I have the space to come out and walk in this wonderful landscape. Some people might call it a bit of a wilderness, but it's here by the banks of the Humber estuary, and there is so much wildlife, and I always see deer, the marsh harrier, there's curlew, geese. I mean, every day is different, and every day is different weather-wise as well, because yesterday I had my full waterproof gear on, and it took me all my time to walk in the wind, and the rain was, almost horizontal. But today is a brighter day, and it's cold, but it is a beautiful, bright day. As you can see, there's very little clouds in the sky, and I wanted to share something with you really about appreciating the seasons, because not only does the earth have seasons, where we live have seasons, but also so do we. And we can sometimes find ourselves in a bit of a dark winter season, maybe in our moods or in our outlook on life. And then maybe that lifts and we feel that we're a bit more in a spring season where new ideas are starting to shoot up. And soon we might find ourselves, feeling really bright, really fresh and alive and invigorated. And then to find ourselves starting to slow down again and going through those different cycles. Now, these things happen very naturally, and quite often we're taught to be worried about if we're feeling a bit low, or don't get too excited, or don't get beyond yourself and get above your station. And these are just judgments. These are just comparisons that people might make. I remember years ago I had a friend who would always say that they always kind of thought the worst would happen, because they knew that if the worst didn't happen, then it was a bonus. And I did explain to them, and this was before I really got any great understanding about what I now see as being just the wisdom of the world, that when we think negatively, when we expect negative things to happen, then we're heading in that direction. Because we become what we think about mostly, and that I do firmly believe. So having a positive outlook on life, being grateful for what we have, and also accepting the isness of things. If things aren't quite working out the way that we thought they'd work out, then just to be a little bit more present and accepting that, okay, maybe that wasn't meant to be this time around, or whatever it might be. It might be a project, it might be a business idea, it might be just a creative idea. If you're in business, it might be, a marketing idea. Not everything lands, and that's the same with nature. Not every seed that you plant grows, even though you might think you've given them the same conditions. Not every one of them actually grows. Or it may be that some grow and thrive better than others, and there's no rhyme, no reason that we can see. And that's a bit like life. So we do have seasons, and we don't have to formulate that. We can just use that as a metaphor. We could say to ourselves, I'm just feeling a little bit as though I'm in autumn right now, just starting to wind down. Or it may be that you feel as though you're in that winter mood. But the main thing is, seasons pass. Just like the weather passes, just like we can get amazing insights that'll come to us just in a moment where other times we might be really struggling to come up with ideas. And usually it's the struggle that keeps the ideas and the inspiration and the insight away when we struggle, when we try to force things, because we can't force the seasons. And it would be foolish to try and force the seasons to go against nature. We try as human beings to put our stamp on nature as much as we can to our advantage, and yet we're often reminded about the incredible force of nature. You know, we see things happening around the globe that are what people might call natural disasters. I would call them natural occurrences that we get caught up in. But I just wanted to really reflect on that, the nature of how seasons can be experienced by us within our lives, maybe in relationships, maybe within our health. It's worth thinking about. It's worth reflecting on that there is that ebb and flow, that natural ebb and flow. I'm reminded of that every day living next to a river, that we get the ebb and flow of the tide twice a day. And it's very reliable. Have a great day.